Hi there, this is Jan from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, the Loft Warehouse, and I wanted to join you today to talk to you about a really amazing wealth building opportunity for anybody who may be considering it, and that is house hacking. Now, house hacking is a term that came into popularity only probably within the last decade or so, but the actual concept of house hacking is something that people have been doing probably for at least a couple centuries. And that is the idea of living in one unit of a multifamily property and renting out the other units for the additional income. House hacking could also be defined as renting out rooms in the house that you own, or even using your home for Airbnb or short term rental when you're not there. These are all definitions of house hacking, and it's just a way to make money off of your primary residence. So I myself have been a house hacker probably about 10 years now. I live in a duplex and I have a tenant who lives downstairs from me, and I have basically the entire time I've been there. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what goes into house hacking, the pros and the cons, because I have some really great duplex listings right now that would be incredible wealth activators, wealth building catalysts for the right person. So let's talk about the pros. Why would somebody want to do this? It's a great way to hedge against high interest rates. If you're concerned about buying a house because the payments have gone up because of your interest rates, you will have income from your tenant to pay towards your mortgage. And the examples I'm going to show you basically will be cutting your total house payments in half, even with these almost 8% interest rates. So it's also a great first investment opportunity. If you are a person who has always thought about being a landlord, house hacking is a great sort of a bridge towards that. It's also a great cost savings. Not only are there opportunities to write off of expenses on your tax return, so you talk to your CPA to find out all about those potential benefits, but there may be some costs that you would pay on your own that you would be sharing with another tenant. Now, I know this isn't for everybody. Some of the cons are you're a landlord. You may have to deal with tenants who pay late or don't pay, or you're going to have to maintain the property not only for yourself but for another person. So definitely this is not for everybody, but if you're the type of person that has always thought, well, maybe I would like to be a landlord, then house hacking is an awesome way to activate that wealth building opportunity. So as far as exit strategies go, you could sell the property once you are done with its use. And because we have definitely some tax benefits around saving on capital gains when you sell your own primary residence that you've lived in for at least 2 years, there will be those same opportunities, even though it's also been an investment property for you. You could also, if you needed to move out of that property, get the unit that you were living in rented, and now you have a full investment property, and then move on to your next property. Maybe that next property is a single family home. Maybe you're going to move into another duplex. As far as financing goes, FHA for the longest time was always a very preferred method for purchasing owner-occupied 2 to 4 family home. And that is because you only have to put 3.5% down. Well, the game has changed slightly in the past 30 days. Conventional loans always required 15% down to purchase a 2-family home. And in the last 30 days, that has now changed. Now you only have to put 5% down to purchase a 2-family home with conventional financing. So it's really changed a lot of opportunities for a lot of borrowers and make the cost of entry a lot lower. So let's go through a couple scenarios so you can see what this might look like as a benefit financially to you. So I like to use Zillow's mortgage calculator just because I think it has a really nice infographic here that you can use. So let's talk about my listing at 310 Hendry in Art Center of Midtown. This is a really popular area for rentals because of Wayne State University, CCS, the College for Creative Studies, and 2 medical centers, plus being so close to downtown. So this one is listed for $595,000. And if you were going to do the minimum down payment for conventional financing, that would be 5%. So that's about $30,000 that you're going to have to bring down. Your principal and interest is $44,010. Now that's at the current 7.648 interest rate. If, let's say, you were saying, well, rates used to be 5% and I don't want to buy until 5.5 is actually the rate that most consumers have said that they would sell their houses and get back into the market if they've left the market because of interest rates. So if that was the case, so as you can see, your loan payment has gone up with higher interest rates by about $800 a month. So keep that in mind, that you're sort of like paying about extra $800 a month in principal and interest with that higher interest rate. Okay, so now you can see we got to get into the taxes. So the taxes for this property are actually like closer to $5,200 a year. Homeowners insurance, I'm going to base it off of mine. I pay about $1,700 a year. This is a bigger property. It's a little bit, so probably the replacement value is a little higher. So we're going to go $2,000 a year. There's no HOA. So I'm looking with PMI. PMI is private mortgage insurance. That's an extra amount that you have to pay if you don't have 20% down on your purchase. So anytime you have less than 20% equity, then you're going to have to pay that private mortgage insurance. So your total cost is $49.68. So let's say $5,000 a month. However, one of the units is currently rented for $2,300 a month. So that is going to bring your payment down by almost half. You're going to be looking at about a $2,700 a month payment instead. So that really takes the edge off things. That's way more than the $800 that you would have saved with a 5.5% interest rate. So that is one example for you. I want to go over one more example. And that is my property over in Island View. This is at 2571 Townsend. This is a great property too. It's a slightly lower price point, so it's probably a little more accessible for people. So that one is $355,000. Definitely not quite the same area, and also a smaller property, and two different size units in there. The first floor is about 1,000 square feet. The second and third floor, which is one unit, is about, let's say, 1,700 square feet. So you've got $355,000 purchase price for this one, 5%. You're bringing about $18,000 down. Your interest rate, 7.468% is about the current rates. If you were going to, let's say, go back to that interest rate that everybody wants, that 5.5%, your principal and interest payment would go from $2,351 to $1,915. So you're saving about, let's say, $400, give or take. So let's remember that number. Well, we go back to the current rate. Property taxes are about $3,200 a year. Homeowners insurance, I think probably closer to $1,700, more similar to my house as far as replacement value. So your total mortgage payment with that PMI is going to be about $3,000 a month, and obviously would have been about $400 lower if you had that lower interest rate. But here's the thing: you live upstairs, rent out the lower unit, that rent is going to cover $1,400 of your mortgage. That's basically half. You live downstairs in the 1,000 square foot unit and rent out the upstairs. That's about $1,700 in rent. You've more than cut your payments in half. Then you're looking at, about a $1,200 a month payment after you collect your rent. So this is a great opportunity. All of that extra money is basically just going towards your mortgage, reducing your debt, and making you a landlord while the equity increases on the property and you are building well. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear your feedback. Would you consider being a house hacker? Have you ever house hacked, and what was your experience? Are you completely opposed to something like that, and why? And also, if you want to just talk about house hacking in general, you are always welcome to reach out to me. You can email me, you can DM me, you can text me or call me. You can respond to this video. I would love to hear from you. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a great day.